whisker on his face, like really young. He's looking at all of you like you're very strange. He does lower his hand and he nods. Sovereign born.
That's what I've been trying to
Vintar
say.
nods.
We should probably. He stammers a little bit. He's got the holy symbol of Heronius around his neck.
See, that's Heronius, not Palo.
We Baelor is the light.
Well, Heronius is the one that kicks your ass, so...
Please, if you intend on coming in, you must sit for a while. He finally finds the words. This kid might be stuttering.
We have patience.
I apologize, but Captain Irabeth Tearsblade is in charge here.
Knowledge local, or knowledge nobility royalty, or something?
Give me a knowledge local. Knowledge nobility, I suppose, might give you officers.
34 on the knowledge local. And on the knobby royal...
Knob.
5. Sounds like a man of tear.
Yeah, Tears not a god here, but
Never mind then.
Captain.
Sounds like somebody.
Well, that's sort of a high-ranking, like a higher-ranking officer. If a captain is in charge, that means many, many, many officers died in the explosion and the attack that happened at the first day of our mass, when they were all probably gathered in the temple that you cannot see anymore on the skyline.
Excuse me, child. I just would like to assuage any inkling of misgiving. Captain Tearsblade was captain before the incident, yes?
My name is Rothburn, and I've been
Greetings.
ordained priest for a month now, he says.
You cast
Good
your
for
spell
you.
very well. It was
Good for you, lad.
spot on.
Captain Irabeth Tearsblade is and was captain at the time of Armas. There's been a cessation of doling out ranks.
I would assume so.
As we are still searching for other survivors. You are part of the Terran's Guard, he says as he looks at your badges, and
Yes.
we don't have any of them here.
You may tell the captain that Ventarin Zeron Novanda is here.
He takes a moment to process your name, and then wait here on these benches. Guards, do not take their weapons. I do not think they mean any harm.
I like this kid. He's a...
He goes wandering off quickly. The inside courtyard has kind of been turned into like a small city of tents and bustling and farm animals, and like the place is packed. There are people here.
Excellent.
It's a place where survivors gather. Fire's gonna start. This is kind of given this walls and maths and how many people could we actually put in here safely? Kinda.
Well, it was a castle turned into an inn, but it's the type of inn where an entire unit of soldiers could stay and rest. You could probably house 300-400 people here.
Let's look at the
which
place.
is a good sized town.
They're working very hard on having 300 or 400 people here.
Marty, can you
Yeah.
undo the fog around the around it?
No, I put specifically a gray block there because the building wasn't properly shaped for what I wanted it.
Okay, so
Yep.
let me fuck. What Eldon is starting to think is why don't we extend walls, if you can look at the map, to go into these buildings and start using like the street as part of it. So we'd have to make walls. You know, like if you can see what I'm doing.
I don't know how to make walls of stone yet.
Oh, but we have to build them.
Will.
So,
That's
so you guys are having a conversation about this would be a great place to kind of like build up and build walls, and
To
you've already
build
got
walls
plans.
along the ends of these roads, you can extend the area of living. It'll take time to build, but at least you'd be able to house a lot more people. With a lot more people, you can build more.
if you have enough priests, you can take care of food.
We have to find food. We need farmers. What season is this, Marty?
It's
Middle of summer,
Yeah,
close to the end of summer.
Yep.
It's gonna be a rough winter.
Newcomers, I see, says a man I'm on conversation layer.
Thank you, conversation layer man.
I'm Gregoire de la Rose. You don't look like... Oh, a sovereign-born. A pleasure to meet you. I've only met a few, you see.
Ventarn will put forward a gauntleted hand.
Yes. Definitely beneath you in station, but I work hard at what I do, says Gregoire.
Stations are... The distance between stations is nowhere near as wide as it once was.
Tell me, I happened to overhear while I was waiting for some of my men to return, and you said that you came from the south. How far south in Valderas did you come?
Southern wall, almost. We could see it from where we were.
Southern wall? South of the Copper District?
Yes, near the jumbles.
You're coming from the jumbles, he says, like he's...
No, don't misinterpret us. From near the jumbles.
Ah, yes. I hear that the south is basically lost. In fact, I caught a glimpse of some of the maps, you see. We're starting to have to re-map out Valderas, the places that are safe and the places that are, well, I would say off-limits to good folk.
Yes, well, our path sort of started near the Jumble Market and swung up through the Copper District, a little bit near the... what is the district with the Tower Indivisible called? It's not new. Is that part of, I guess, New Valderas. The northern section of New Valderas, and then through Greenborough. Nasty business, that copper dust. Yes.
Yes, we haven't been able to send too many folks south of where the halflings are.
Did you realize that you had a horribly demented mass murdering artisan stitching bits into some terrible fleshy mosaic thing?
He listens to you. He doesn't have any idea what you're talking about, but he also doesn't seem to be bothered by what you described.
He's dead.
It,
He's dead.
If you'll excuse me, you can see that they're cracking open the gates. The Rosemen have returned. And there's a couple of mules pulling what looks like a covered wagon with a bunch of rough, dirty-looking men in leathers. It looks like they've gone out to gather things. He seems to have been waiting for them. But if you do need anything, or are looking to get rid of anything, come to me first. The other merchants, they'll gouge you, he says. Give me a sense motive.
24 from the paladin. And 22 from...
Yeah, it depends who's in charge here and how this place runs, but he might just be exaggerating.
Yeah.
You can hear the ping.
We'll keep-
You can hear the ping of a smithy. Like maybe this place had its own small smithy a while back, but there's definitely activity going on here. And then you do notice that there are 3 crusaders that are approaching you. Two heavily armed crusaders, one male, one female, flanking a half-orc woman who's in golden armor, but quite dirty golden armor.
Is that this Tears Blade person?
There are two guards at the gate that are visible that are just sort of standing around making sure that you guys don't run anywhere, that salute as she approaches.
I think that's the Tears Blade man. Who's a lady.
Who the hell was that guy?
Quiet you. Hello.
She looks right at Ventaran, and I guess Eldon is also wearing crusaders. Yep. Good. She glances at Icon and then looks at Fi. Princess Nina kind of coming out of Fi's face to kind of wiggle a wing.
a little wave.
She looks twice.
Specialist. Fi's pointing specialist.
I'm Captain Irabeth Tearsblade. I don't believe I've met your acquaintances.
Ventaran.
A Sovereignborn. She steps forward and she offers a hand.
You will take it. Member of the Ardent Order.
Kind of a warrior shake, kind of clutching armor to armor. She holds on to it. Good. You're Hadrian's friends, are you not?
Yes, we've been looking for him.
Has he got this far north?
He is safe. He
Excellent.
is the most senior Inquisitor remaining alive, so we're aware. He served the Inquisition for 40 years.
He wasn't that old.
I'm really good at math, and that number changes some things. Just saying.
Yeah, elderly. Look at it. Are humans really long-lived?
No, they're not.
You must be Eldon Burrows, Crusader.
Captain?
It will be good to have other Crusaders join our ranks. And then 2 specialists.
Yes. I'm Fi. This is Princess Nina. He's pointing basically at his forehead.
She's her gaze is lingering for a while on Fi. She was almost expecting you to say something, or like maybe she's mildly confused. Icon then just burst in.
I wouldn't happen to have given you a letter, did I? Maybe?
Her hand reflexively goes down and touches the hilt of her sword. But it's not like she's about to draw it. It's kind of like... No, you don't... I am Icon, descendeth from the sky, where the sun always burns bright, to deliver those in this wretched place from evil.
Get ready for it.
It is a pleasure to meet you, wretched orc lady.
Oh.
Icon, what did we say about saying things like that?
He blinks and smiles.
He's not from around here. He's very good at destroying the zombies that are south of here.
And relations.
Sovereign, I'm assuming you're in charge of this band.
Such as it is.
I do believe that Hadrian will want to speak with you. We also want to learn about what it is that you've seen and heard and where survivors are and what not. I would invite you and your band, once you've had a chance to eat, rest, to the map room.
I don't want to impose, but a very reliable source bode ill tidings upon our reuniting with Hadrian. Something is going to be wrong.
What do you mean?
I cannot entirely explain it, but there have been predictions. They have all come true thus far.
Portents. She waits.
We were told to be prepared and make certain that we were ready when we were coming to save Hadrian. We were under the impression that he was under duress.
He did have to fight his way here. He was... probably... His life was in danger from his wounds when he came lurching to our door. We were able to restore him.
There hasn't been any sign of the rusty red plague stuff inside the walls, has there?
No.
It is a little contagious.
We have kept guard, and we do have several priests here. If you're concerned...
Yeah, we saw the young one.
Rothburn is a acolyte of the Heronian faith. Feel free to take your rest. Sir Clovis here will show you to a tent until I can see if I can find space for you in the proper manner. Something more suitable for a sovereign-born.
Whatever is available will suit me just fine.
The merchants here have been instructed to offer fair deals, to operate as if this place was not under demonic attack. There are some wizards and priests here. She looks at Vi.
I didn't actually graduate. Dabbler, really. But,
I'm afraid only one of your friends came back from the world wound, she says to Vi. You'll find Ebenezer up in the library.
Nina. Familiar, a little bit of familiar speak. Do I know an Ebenezer?
No, but it sounds nice to have friends.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, which way is Ebenezer?
She points to an upper floor. He's up there, poking through the books that you left for him.
Thank you very much,
books?
Captain.
She seems to go with a woman knight that didn't say a word to you guys, but Sir Clovis, big sturdy 6'6" warrior in full plate with a great sword, this way.
Follow. Civilization!
Yes, you guys have reached civilization. You see a bearded smith working at a forge, and I got a token for him.
There's an exclamation mark above his head. Do you wish to approach and talk to him?
Drummond Bombardi. And then you see a half-orc man who doesn't seem to have the high station as captain and running the place, collecting firewood. He's got a face only
As long as he's not collecting little bits of people and stitching them together and then pouring necro powder on them.
Yep, only a mother can love. And then you see a dwarf that is standing and enjoying a smoke. He seems to be quite adept at using his pipe, even though he's lost one of his hands.
Huh.
This tent, it was swept. It was swept yesterday. Nobody's been in it in a week. Says Sir Clovis. You can stay here until we find quarters for you in the main room, in the main castle proper. Welcome to Defender's Heart. That's what he says. Is there anything that you require? And he seems to be addressing Ventarin directly.
There will be two more of our number that should be catching up relatively soon. A Mongolman and a fairy.
The names and description would help.
Lan Halfhorn, he's a crude, crass, patchwork human being. Leg of a goat, horn on his head, carries a spear. Good fighter, easily misidentified as a tiefling. The other is Chase, a fairy dragon. Smart-mouthed, rude, tricky.
Give me diplomacy check.
Two more freaks on my list.
Yeah, you're trying to convince the dude to do a good job, not to shoot down your friends as they come to the gate.
All right.
So there's this dragon and tiefling, and they're gonna come here.
You know what? We're gonna do this. 38. We used the mythic. We're doing a real. The big boy. Leadery check.
I shall inform the gate guard, and I'll have the boy priest stand guard as well. He is good at following orders. It will bring hope to many to know that a sovereign-born is amongst us.
If you have isolation, that is where Lan should go, at least for the first night.
We're quickly running out of room here, Defender's Heart. I'm sure he'll be safe with you.
Alright. That is the warning they get that he is carrying necroplague, if you're checking for that.
Oh, right.
Didn't I cure that?
No, it's only half done. You got one more day.
I rolled twice. You have to roll twice each day?
Your second roll is the next morning. No, once a day for 2 days.
Oh, okay, so I'm cured of it, but just still around till next day.
You won't be cured about till morning.
Yeah, if you die between now and tomorrow morning,
you come back as a zombie.
Zombieland.
Zombie.
Okay. He seems to want to ask questions, but maybe it's not his place, so he... You were in the city when it was attacked. He finally asked one question as he's about to leave.
We were in two different locations. I was along the wall. I think I was southern, middle. I was over here, I think.
You were in west.
Over here? I was on the western wall. I was on the western wall guarding a noble tourist.
He looks disappointed at that, but he nods at your answer.
These gentlemen were in the heart of it.
But none of you are from the capital.
No, we were at a bar, where all the crusaders were.
We were drinking.
You were lucky.
We were. Yeah, we were. 5 size. We were saved by Terendelev, and we fell down under the earth. And I know it sounds incredible, but that's what happened.
He glances at Ventarin when you claim that you were saved by Terendelev.
Ventarin nods with a slow, stern, humorless.
Blessed by Terendelev.
They are strange, but they are important.
It is a sign of hope. And he plucks up at that. Apparently he was kind of concerned about what was going on in the capital, but you washed away his fears for now, or concerns for now, by letting him know that, you were blessed by Terendelev. Something good may have come out of her death.
Yeah.
And eventually you were summoned by the boy to go into the castle. This is about the same time, 2 hours. You guys kind of rested here, I guess, a little bit, and then we'll get Lan and Chase caught up.
Hey, fuckers.
Chase goes barreling into your tent.
They're gonna eat Lan.
They're not going to eat. They're not going to eat Lad.
Yeah.
Lock him up, maybe. Eat?
No. He's part goat. Good eating.
They're not going to. No, they still have carts of food yet.
Oh, yeah, yelling outside.
Okay, the boy priest and several
yell.
guards escort Lan to your tent. Chase is already inside there. The boy was about to say something to Chase, but sees the Sovereignborn. Please stick together.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, pretty boy.
We will try. Thank you very much for your assistance.
He then leaves, but then comes back like almost 15 minutes later with some guards from the main house. Clovis is returned as well to escort you up to the main house.
I want to talk to them, but they are not ready yet. And what books did I bring? I get to read the books, and there's going to be the books, and in the books the secrets will be held.
Nina says it's a fun song. Chase is looking at you like.
So you got nuts too?
What a stupid song, says Eldon.
But there's going to be some books, and it doesn't matter if you think I'm dumb. It doesn't matter because there's books.
The first.
Just put him back in the book.
Are you the Sovereignborn, huh? Apparently you've been resting here for a couple of hours and word has already spread. There are people that are coming out of their tents to have a look at you. There's a throng of people behind you. What's Ventarin's charisma? It's pretty good, isn't it?
Ventarin's charisma is 21.
And then what's Eldon's charisma?
20.
And Icon's charisma is...
21,
21?
I believe.
21? Yeah, there's a throng of people following you as you're walking through this place.
And Chase is also...
And then there's just like
yeah,
Lan, minus
Phi,
2.
who's just sort of singing and being ignored, and Lan, who people are throwing rocks at.
Look, we have followers. Literal followers. Lan, it's the first and only time ever. No. You gotta grab the back of Eldon's cloak. Coattails.
There's going to be a book, and in the book there'll be a secret.
There's a dwarf sitting on the or standing at the entrance that you're in. The young boy just bobs his head at the old man, the old dwarf. He's tapping his pipe against the railing. So you're the Sovereignborn,
Yes.
I'm Grolth, owner and proprietor of Defender's Heart.
Ventar and Zeron of House Novanda.
Yep. Yep. I'll go see about finding you rooms. I'm sure there's some asshole somewhere that did something not so nice to warrant being out here with the animals as opposed to in here with the civilized folk.
He'll nod.
You're all kind of young looking, huh?
Age is relative. They're not. Never mind.
The way that Hadrian went on about you is that you're looking to fight some demons, huh?
Already
Fight
have
some
been.
more.
Well, demon fighting ain't all it is all cracked up to be. He waves his stump at you.
We're trying to determine whether or not our theory about the soul interactions between demons and their deaths upon this realm and then the people's deaths upon this realm, whether or not that feeds the abyss, creating this perpetual cycle of infinite death that we cannot solve through this method, or if we
want to shut him up? We had one of those back in our day. Smarty pants.
Did real good.
For all the smarts that he had, it was supposed to be a simple job. Ain't no supposed to be no. He's making a snippy sound, a snippy motion with his glabrazoo.
I understand that sentiment.
Well, if you want to hear all about it, you can buy me a drink in my own tavern if you want.
I very well may take you up on that offer. Did you happen to get the Glabazoo's name?
Oh, sure. Took it out on a date, too. Bought it some roses.
I was
Finally,
yes,
somebody understands the shit I go through.
it's yes, a very good joke of not knowing about.
I like this stuff.
Yeah, make sure your flying cat don't pee everywhere.
Oh, he knows you. Or like a flying rat.
Hey, that's not funny.
Chase is one of the few
Do me,
pure
do me,
dragons
do me.
that we can find.
He likes his insults. He's expecting one.
Do
That's-
me, do
He
me,
looks
do
at
me.
you, and there's like a curl of disgust as he's looking at you.
I like it, but come on, more funny.
You can. Hadrian's in the main hall, and you're the tattooed one, right?
Yes, he sort of says, peeking out from behind Icon.
Next time, move your own damn books. He goes wandering back inside.
There's enough books to be a pain in the ass. Books.
They're all spell books.
Come along, says Sir Clovis as he's kind of ushering you through. Let me get Hadrian.
Maybe I left myself in banishment.
Your books are up there, says Clovis, and Hadrian's waiting for you in here.
It would be awesome to have a book that's just scrolls.
Nina,
Yes.
You check out the books, and I will say hello to Hadrian, and then I'll check up on you.
Okay.
Checking up on the books.
Say hi to Hadrian for me. Hopefully he's not a grump today.
Oh, he's a grump for sure.
Okay, there's surprise, and then happy, and then surprise and scared, and kind of excited. And she comes flopping back down towards you.
There's a really ugly man up there. He was picking his nose.
And eating it.
I might have to clean the books.
Yes.
Haha.
Okay. Walking into a room, Clovis leads you in. You can see Hadrian looking over some maps with Captain Irabeth and a very, very tall old man in black robes. You recognize him with a knowledge arcana.
30.
His name is Quendus Oral. He is head librarian of the Blackwing Librarium.
Is
The same order of wizards that Eravashniel and the 5 librarians that are hanging out at Degiric's Manor are from. They didn't
We
know
have
whether he survived or not. Apparently, he came here.
we have a bunch of your librarians.
What?
Yeah, Eravashniel, and several of your older acolytes. They survived the destruction of the library.
Finally, says Hadrian. Quendus,
You're
this
supposed
is,
to be.
This is Phi. Oh yes. Hello, Phi.
Greetings. It is a true honor. Quendus Rill.
Yeah, he waves his hand and creates his mage sigil kind of in front of himself. Kind of arcane marks.
Fire will arcane mark his own, which is
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of like arcane mark your hand or something like that. So,
Lan does the same thing, but gives everybody the finger.
okay, Quendus looks at Lan and looks back at Hadrian. Yes, one of the. What do we?
They are called mongrel folk.
One of the non-symmetrics from down below, says Hadrian. Ah, yes. Yes. I did not realize that there were so many mongrel folk living in the sewers.
Hey now, we're called the Wretched.
Yes, and wretched they are.
Thank you.
You should have seen their wretched hovels.
Very wretched.
Once I remember, if I says, sort of a quirky look on his
Lan
face.
hasn't seen any of anything before.
Any of
This is
anything,
the first time
exactly.
he's seen.
Once I remember teleport, I could bring you there. I tried to memorize the location. They have a city.
It is a pleasure meeting all of you. Now, my librarians, he says.
Yes, we were able to rescue part of the library, although they several £1,000 of £2,000 of books. I'm not about that. He gives them the number of tomes. 382 tomes.
Excellent.
As well as
Between the books that were already here, the books I had on me, the collection, your collection, and that of Ebenezer, it appears that we might have still a bit of a library left.
yes, and we rescued some of your librarians who were under attack.
Yes, and Hadrian told me about the rescue and marring of Eravashniel. It pleases me that they have all lived.
Yes. It pleases me that you have lived. Your library is... We're going to need powerful magic to bring it back.
I was not able to make my way all the way down south, and then the reports started coming in of people going crazy in the jumble markets, and of rocks hovering at near gates. Such things we'll have to deal with in time. Yes, in time we shall rid this city of all demonic taint.
You wouldn't happen to have
She said teat.
don't just and definitely don't mind him. The Tower Indivisible has been somewhat busy in its work with a demon creating living blasphemes. We were able to slay the demons associated with this, but the blasphemes themselves we have yet to properly address, for fear of our hearts being destroyed by powerful death effects of a blaspheme.
Only potent archwizards are known to have dwelled in the Tower Indivisible. It is not a place that is welcoming, and it's quite dangerous. Best to be avoided altogether. Are you saying that you are capable of seeing the tower?
When we want to.
Yes, to the layfolk, it is a mystery. To those that have mastery over even second or third circle spells, that you can see it. However, it is not a place that is easily entered, and not much of value there unless you look very hard.
There's some sort of planar storm must have happened. An Oma was pulled in, and that struck the tower.
Homa, I miss you. I miss your whale song and your blubbery farts and all the planes that we visited that I can't quite remember.
And Fi sort of pointing at the fairy dragon through his own shoulder, like listen to him.
Living next to the world wound has taught me one thing, that to always expect the unexpected, and that chaos may reign despite our desires to keep things orderly. Is that creature over there a threat to the people of Valderas, or to our cause?
Who, me?
No, it's a fairy dragon.
Then it's welcome. You're welcome here, fairy dragon.
Thanks, I think. If I choose to stay.
Not all of us have wings and can fly away from our troubles.
Lecture time. Let me just take a squat right here.
Any word from Seldar House?
he's pretending to be
Asleep.
Yep. But Quendis doesn't seem to know what Seldar House is. Seldar House, he says. He turns to Captain Erebeth. Elves live there, she says.
Yes, elves live there. It's holy ground. It's a functioning orphanage. Many children, small, vulnerable.
Unfortunately,
Smart.
there are a number of gaping rifts between here and the Ring District. Although we have been able to spy from the walls that the majority of the Ring District still stands. As to what dangers linger there, I'm not certain. But it seems to be largely spared. At least the upper 3/4 of it. If you lived between the two walls of Old Valderas and New Valderas, that was not spared the destruction of Cathedral of St. Clydewell.
If what we're missing is intelligence, then we should use probably Chase's ability to fly around. It's quite stealthy. In war, you need information.
We have
And
already
Chase would be
sent.
the best.
We have already sent several brave lads flying, invisible, to take a look at around. We have maps that we are eager to have you update.
Yeah, Fi's going to take a look at this map.
Okay, I'm going to unfog the city.
Yes! Yes! Wait, why is it all still black?
Wow. The city was in a knife fight. It didn't do
Yeah.
well.
God.
Yep, it does look
Got
like
shanked a
Seldar
couple
House.
times.
They're saying a lot of the destruction happened around here, and the center of it just seemed to do well, which gives you hope.
Yeah. Yay.
This isn't entirely accurate, but it is what we've seen on. Every morning I send up a brave lad, a ranger, a scout, someone with good eyes, with a fly spell and visibility, to go fly up high and have a look around. We have yet to have any serious engagements with any flying demons. Although,
We point here and say, "Yo, rock, son."
yeah, you actually, Hadrian says that your intel from the Jumble Market and Southgate, all the way up to the Copper District, was like invaluable. Like they basically had, like, because of their location, they didn't send too many people down there.
Yeah.
They did see the Vrox, though. They know that sending short-term invisibility, short-term fly spells around Vrox is probably a bad idea.
And we'll tell them about the little bit of destruction. This is Zombieland.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
seem really impressed when you go about telling the story of. Hadrian said that he had to sneak through the zombies. He didn't engage them because there were just simply too many for one man. And then he stiffens with pride when you guys actually go on about killing like 100 of them.
As long as Eldon
bullets.
and Land don't bring it up, like Fi or Bentarn are bringing up, like the whole story about the two idiots in the that's not.
Yeah.
That's not important.
Apparently, Groth is senior enough amongst these people that you're getting the sense that Groth, Captain, and Quendis are kind of the leaders of this town hiding in a castle within the destroyed city. Groth probably because he owns the place. It looks like he may even be a veteran of a past crusade, maybe the Third Crusade, or early Fourth Crusade.
Marty.
Tirabeth is Captain Irabeth is definitely young. With any ranks of knowledge nature that half-orcs live approximately like humans do. Quendis Oral founded that library about fighting demons, so he might. He killed a Vrock a long time ago, is what the story was. I think you got from a previous episode.
Do we have an idea of how many people were in the dead zombie lane? Like that area that we scouted?
Like,
The people we gave food to.
give me a second. Like 60, 80?
Eldon's bringing that up. There are about 60 or 80 survivors in that region.
Oh, there's also survivors down in the Copper area. There's actually survivors pretty much everywhere. Some of them
Which
just
won't
aren't
be
very
survivors.
friendly.
They won't be survivors for long.
Those that are in need and those that need direction should come to defend his heart. Although, if we have secured several of the neighborhoods to the south, perhaps it is best for them to stay where they are. I'm
Yeah,
sure
sure.
the librarians will want to come here. Yes.
Yes.
Vashnia should come here.
I'm surprised Icon hasn't thought of this yet. Is there a shrine to Palor here?
There is an A specific
A window
shrine
that
to
faces
Palo
the
here.
sun, perhaps the sunrise. There's a priestess of Palor that we also are looking to find a home for.
1 second.
She is at least as skilled as your young squire of Heronius.
We have converted the shrine at Defender's Heart to the All Shrine. She just glances to Gwendis. He doesn't seem to have anything to add to it, though. Most of the goodly deities and those that are for justice may be worshipped there. Ah,
Yeah, it's just,
how quaint, says Icon. She furrows her brow at Icon's snobbery.
it's just, you meet
Yes.
strange people.
We shall bring grace and the children here for sanctuary. We shall offer it. Grace is a oracle of Palor, and her temple has been defiled. Many temples were hit. In fact, some of the
Men
demons...
do horrible things when under distress and not guided.
Many of the demons, specifically, we believe, targeted holy places, as if they knew exactly where to go. Are not holy places but beacons of faith?
There were cultists that helped.
Inquisitor Hadrian has filled me in with much, and there's much concern. There are still spots in the city, we hear, that are home to cultists, or at least to their activity.
One less now.
Yes. Are you familiar with the Nazirian elder?
Nazirian. I didn't have any dealings with the Nazirians.
Their eldest member is done something terrible that has linked to this in some way, and is trying to turn him. I think he's trying to find some way to become immortal. I couldn't quite really understand what was going on. He's connected and he's playing with magics that are. Whoo!
There's never been any proof, says Quendis. But there's always been suspicion that the Nazirians were dabblers in magic. While some of their lords did have a modicum of arcane ability, not all of them were grand in their wizardry.
Well,
Are you saying you found something? That's what Hadrian's saying.
yes.
And? What took you so long?
It is difficult. We found the really hard to explain, actually.
Is the threat done?
Well, part of the threat is the man. We are not certain. There is a stone cube that contained a body that did not remain when we escaped the book. Yes, we were trapped inside of a book, which was the original threat that is now mostly done, that we should just kind of ignore at this point and start talking about the old wizard who was there under some sort of temporal necro something spell.
I would have to witness such spells to help identify them. Perhaps you could write down all the things that you've learned, and I will have a look at your scribblings later. In the meantime, I would very much like if we could reunite. If I could reunite with Ervashniel and the librarians.
If I was like, oh, yeah.
I'm assuming you're not eager to go back out into the city so soon after arriving, she says to the group of you.
Yeah, the city's got a few potholes.
I haven't done any exercise today. Moves his arm like a big man who's only like 2 feet tall. I wouldn't mind going out and getting.
It's going to be dark soon. We could probably
come on
get them in a few days.
At the same time, we should also hit these other places where the cultists are. Are you willing to help us? Of course they are.
Yes.
It says Hadrian for you, but she's asking.
Yes, we are willing to help. Yeah. The cult, they're, they are not good.
When do you want to head out? I can scout it now.
Well, how else is the greatest dragon that ever lived gonna spend his time?
We need a moment we will need a few days to center ourselves, and then we can send a convoy to retrieve Grace and the librarians as well as the library.
Then I won't risk any of my men to do so. Killing a babau, braving the sewers, raising to the surface a Hazrao.
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds really heroic, but it's really scary when it's happening.
An Abasu, says Hadrian. Oh, yes, an Abasu. Probably just a young one, says Quendis. An older one would tear everyone in this room apart.
Yeah, it didn't really grow yet, and it was kind of... We beat it with superior tactics. It was being dumb. Superior tactics.
You are most welcome here, and if you would help us unravel what it is these cultists have done, help us sweep through neighborhoods, take on the demons that we find that my soldiers cannot take, then we have a chance at reclaiming our city. A good chance, a better chance than now that you have arrived. Hadrian, Inquisitor, Sovereignborn, others.
Lan. My name's Lan.
I hear that your people are the descendants of those of the First Crusade, and that you still follow the saints.
Yes, we do.
I would very much like to speak to your people. Hopefully, when we have done cleaning up our city.
Well, hopefully my people don't get killed on sight. That would be good.
They're actually really, really good craftsmen, probably because they have to make everything sort of custom.
Yes, down below we have 2 things, monsters and dirt.
Leg's like, what's with all these scary demons? Why can't we just have cute succubi? And incubi for others. He's a little demon. Yeah.
Soul sucking, terrible.
No drawings for that one.
Well, it's applicable. There might have been characters who have made trades for stuff.
Mongrelo. Yeah.
Excellent that you're here. Let me know how.
Where's Ebenezer? Ebenezer.
That crazy old man. That crazy old man is upstairs. If there's
I
anything that
suppose-
you require, let me know. Iribeth, I'm going to return to my studies. Yes, of course,
Suppose that-
Quintus.
I should say hi.